serving Borrego Valley and the entire San Diego County Backcountry. We are the ramradio.com.
Hello and welcome to Winery Wednesdays with MJ. And today I have the pleasure of speaking to Scott Flinn. He is the owner and winemaker with your wife, right?
Yes.
The two of you together for Mermaid Valley Vineyard here in Ramona. So, welcome, Scott. Nice to have you.
Nice to be in.
So, first things first. How long has this winery been around? Because it's beautiful and it's big and it looks newish to me.
Oh, so we bought the land. It was unimproved land in 2013.
Okay.
Planted in 2014. First commercial harvest is 2016. Opened the tasting room November 30th of 2019 and closed it March 15th of 2020. Thank you, COVID.
Wow.
And we reopened about a year later. So since November 30th of 2019 is when we opened the tasting room.
So, wow. So a little bit over a decade.
Yes.
Okay.
No, not quite. 19 to 26. We're in our 8th year.
Oh, I added wrong. Well, I was thinking, you said 2013?
2019. We bought the
2019.
land. 2019 was the tasting room. We bought the land in 13.
That's where I was getting the
Yes.
decade. I was thinking that. So the tasting room opened in 2019. Okay, so how did you guys fare with 2020 hitting, like right after that?
Well, we were grand opening November 30th of 2019. Things were going great. Sales trajectory was through the roof, and then COVID hit, and then nothing. Because we didn't have any wine clubs or anything like that. So there's nothing to sustain us. It's all point of sale. And yep, so nothing for a year. It's a great way to start a business.
Yeah, no, not really. So what did you do then? I mean, you had it and it was open, and then you barely had it open a year then.
We made wine.
Just a few months. You just kept making sure everything was ready to go. Because with wine, unless temperature affects it and things like that, it stays good and you don't have any problems.
Wine slowly ages over time.
It turns into vinegar, but...
No, only if it's not done in a stable manner.
Got it.
So a wine will just age. If it's done properly, it'll just age and slowly lose structure and taste. Wine that turns to vinegar is what we call unstable, and it got a contaminant somehow.
Got it. So it's really hard for a regular wine to turn into vinegar.
I wouldn't say it's hard if you're following proper
care,
proper practices and procedures, and very careful with things. It won't turn into vinegar.
Okay. So for someone like me, not exactly a layman, but my listeners know that I'm certified professional chef. Not working as a chef now, but did for many, many years in the business. So wine and good food, they pair together. And so I understand the concept of a lot of things. And each winery that I visit, I'd say more than half have said, you need to do it yourself too. Like another hat to wear. You want me to like start growing wine. So growing grapes, and it's tempting. It's interesting. What? He's shaking his head. You can't see him. He's shaking his head at me saying no. Do tell.
The first bit of advice is don't do it.
Well, it wouldn't be for sale. It would just be for me.
If you're doing a backyard winery for a hobby, yeah, great, have at it. It's still, it's easy, but it's not easy. There are some basic principles you really got to follow to make sure you're doing it well. And again, probably the most important one is the sanitation part.
Right.
So it doesn't turn into expensive vinegar.
That's true. I've had some, I'm going to deviate just a little bit, but it's still connected to this whole story. But I got some figs from my mom. And from her yard, she had beautiful figs. And they were washed off, but put them in. They were in the refrigerator, then they were out, and something happened. Like they were overripe. So they all started breaking down, right? And it was bubbling. I looked at it one day, because it's such a random thing. I was like in a container, and I'm like, why is that got bubbles? Oh, I wonder what happens if I just leave it. I'm like, I'm just going to leave it because I'm fine with playing science in my own home to see what happens. And it bubbled and it bubbled and it turned and turned. And I said, okay, well, I want to see what this tastes like. A few weeks later, got a little spoon, took a little sip of it, and I was like, oh, it was like a sparkling cider, but with figs. It was delicious. So
It's a fruit wine.
Hmm?
It's a fruit wine.
it is a fruit wine. And I was like, oh, well, this was fun. I'm like, I wonder if I could do it on purpose. I don't know if that's something that I could actually do on purpose, because it really was just a matter of like, oh, well, I left them and forgot about them. And then they got overripe. And then, of course, as even in the refrigerator, things will get overripe. And next thing you know, I was like, well, it's been cold. So it's not like it's been on the counter getting ripe.
Doesn't matter.
It was pretty neat, though. So, yeah, it tasted really good.
Refrigeration slows it, but it doesn't stop it.
It was a cool experiment. I might have to try that with a different fruit. But anyways, Mermaid Valley Vineyard. How did you come up with the name? Because I love mermaids and I love mythical creatures, like unicorns are on my other business card, and I just love them all. I love Pegasus and a flying horse, every now and then a dragon. So a mermaid.
22 years Navy.
Mm.
Every sailor has to have a.
Oh.
She's my mermaid.
Aww, I love it, because my pops is retired Navy,
Oh, cool.
and my cousin as well, and then my aunt is retired Marine. So lots of military in the family. So I get that. Now that makes sense, because you would need that. And if I look around, there's a lot of pictures of not just mermaids, but the whale tail and starfish and
Look
octopus. And a really big octopus on the wall above the glass window. Huge, huge window.
And we're in the Ramona Valley, so Mermaid Valley.
Got it. You just put the two together.
Yep.
And that's how they got the name Mermaid Valley, everyone. So if you're just now tuning in, I'm here at Mermaid Valley Vineyard in Ramona, speaking with Scott, the owner and the winemaker. So we get to have all this fun, interesting information about winemaking, which I love, because each and every winemaker that I've interviewed has completely different things. And every single time I learn more, which I love. I love learning. So you're here on BVCR, Winery Wednesdays with MJ, and we just found out how they got the name Mermaid Valley Vineyard. So if you didn't listen, then you're going to have to listen to the replay so you can hear it. And I love that. So the next thing I want to know, if I may, was how long have you been doing this? I mean, you were in the Navy. You just said you were in the Navy. So I'm guessing you were a career Navy?
Mm-hmm.
So like 20, 30 years?
22.
22. Good for you. And then how did you switch from Navy to wine?
So when I was growing up, my aunt and uncle had lived over in Europe. And so when they came back, my uncle was a gourmet chef, and we'd go to their house for dinner. And he'd have something, and he'd have 5 or 6 or 7 wines, usually French, but not only, some Italian, all that. So I grew up tasting very good, interesting wines. Then when I was first in the Navy, I was stationed in San Francisco, Oakland Naval Hospital, actually. And every weekend I wasn't on call. I was either sailing or up in Napa or Sonoma or somewhere like that. So had more experience there. We were stationed over in Italy for 3 years. So I traveled all over Europe and wine tasted and got to try all kind of interesting things there. Somewhere in there, I had done the home winemaking thing just to see what it was like, similar to what you're talking about. Yeah, it was terrible, but you know. And then when we finally settled here, we met a fellow winemaker. I actually met him in a clinic, and they're right up the street here. And we tasted their wine. Like, wow, this is actually pretty good. You can do this here? I'm like, yeah, go try some of these other places. We went there and like, wow, you can't make good wine here. Looked at her, she looked at me, want to try this? Sure. So we volunteered at different wineries for about 3 years, just learning everything about it we could, and then started looking for property. And 3 years later, we found this piece of land, and oh boy, that's been 13 years now since we bought the land.
So Scott, why weren't you sure that it would grow out here in Ramona?
Oh, I was
Or was
sure.
it somewhere else?
No, some of the earlier wineries here had some real challenges with what they were doing and their practices and procedures, and sometimes wine doesn't turn out so well. So we weren't sure. And then when we tasted the wine up here, we were like, "Wow, that's pretty good." And that's when I said, "Oh, go try there." Oh, this can work. This can work pretty well, actually. So we were encouraged, and again helped out at a bunch of places and had some great mentors.
So if not for a wine, what would you have done instead?
Fishing.
You still had to be near water.
Yeah. Joined the Navy for a reason. Yes.
So you would have retired and just been a fisherman.
I'm not retired yet. I still work.
Well,
Someone's got to pay for the winery.
oh,
Yeah, this is not a money making enterprise per se.
everyone says that.
Yeah.
Every single winery's been like, this is not where
this
you
is,
make a ton of money.
No, it's to say that the joke is if you want to make a small fortune in the wine industry, start with a large one, and we don't have one, so it's a tough thing to do. Very tough business, but it's great to be able to make something, have somebody try it and go, wow, this is really good. I mean, that's a very fulfilling kind of experience to have, and
That makes sense.
there's a lot of science and a lot of art with it.
Yes. And see, that's what's appealing to me is it's a combination of both things because I love the idea of science. One of my favorite subjects to do in school and to teach. And then the creative part, putting those two things together just sounds like a party to me.
Well, that's so three things. We have picking parties, so we have folks that come and help pick. We do it on Sunday mornings, and we serve breakfast, and people pick, and we process the grapes, and then we serve lunch, and it's just
You have a picking party
every Sunday from Labor Day till about November or something.
You need to put me on the list.
Yes, it's a fun time. So,
one of the other wineries has me on the list to help
yes.
Harvest some wine or harvest some grapes, and I said, I keep wondering, I'm like, wait, it's not September yet. They said they'll contact you in September to come back because it's just the two of them doing everything. So
this year it may be a little earlier because we had such a warm spring.
Exactly.
We're the coldest spot in the valley, so we're usually 2 to 3 weeks behind everybody. So we usually don't start till Labor Day.
Okay.
Most other people start second or third weekend of August. So that's how it tends to go. So that's the first kind of party that we have. The second
sounds
one,
like fun.
It is. The second one is when we do blending trials. So two of our signature wines are blends. One is the Siren Song. It's a GSM, which stands for Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre blend. It's patterned after Chateauneuf du Pape. And the reason why is, if you look around and feel the climate, we're very similar to Southern Rhone. So what's a great Southern Rhone wine? The flagship is the CDP, right? Chateauneuf du Pape. So that was our main plan in Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre. And then we also have a little Cinsault and Counois and Tannat to blend in there with it. So that's 6 varietals. Everything we do is the state. So if it's in the bottle, it's from those grapes out there.
I love it.
Yeah, so I got enough trouble. I don't need somebody else's trouble. So
that's really important because then you know where it's coming from.
Exactly.
How many acres is all that?
So we have 22 acres here. We planted a little bit over 5.
You have 22 acres.
Yes, but we only planted 5 because it's just
that's a lot of
Mermaid
acreage.
And I.
It's just the mermaid in you.
Yes.
Wow.
And so the second party is when
looks
we're doing
huge. It looks 5 acres. It looks gigantic.
5 acres is a lot of work.
That's a lot of wine.
So the GSM, we have some friends over, 8-10 people, and we do our blending trials and see what ratios of Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre, and the other stuff we're going to put in to come up with our flagship wine.
Does that change
every
yearly?
Year.
Love it.
Yes. And then we also have the blending of our Sea Dog, which is another blend that we have.
Sea Dog, I love the name.
And it's right up there on the bar with a double gold medal from the Sommeliers Convention. So it's a pretty good blend too.
I would say so.
Yes, thank you. And then the third party, of course, is when we do our tasting notes. So we'll get around and we're going to do our releases. All right, let's do tasting notes and see what we get from the different wines. Everyone goes around, they taste, we go, we come to some kind of consensus what the tasting notes will be, and of course, Mermaid has final say. And there we go. So those are the 3 parties for the year.
But those are big things
Uh-huh.
that are happening. So how many wines do you have? I see a ton of bottles. They're not all the same ones, but how many different flavors do you have? Are the ones that are on the wall all the ones that you've made?
So those are some from our original bottling in 2016.
Oh,
That's
wow.
our first bottling, yes. So you have a more Mourvedre rosé up there. You have some Syrah, some Grenache, some Petit Syrah, Merlot, Zinfandel. So we have a number of varietals, yes. So the GSM, we also do a straight Grenache and a straight Syrah. Petit Syrah, which is just killer here. It does great here. Zinfandel. We also have a late harvest Zinfandel that's just wonderful. Double gold medal winner also. Merlot. Has one of you ever had a bad Merlot?
Well,
Sideways ruined it for the world. And then after that, a lot of the younger folks now, they've never even seen or heard of that movie. So it's interesting. They don't have the prejudice against Merlot that so many other people did that are my age. You're younger than I am, but you saw the movie too. You're like, yeah, Merlot. It's
well, that's funny.
That movie.
But it doesn't have anything to do with the movie for me. It's more about I'm not a red person.
Oh, okay.
I like rose and I like whites.
Yeah.
But
yeah, so rosé we do.
I'm waiting to find a red that I go, oh my goodness, finally a red that I like.
You need to try our Grenache. It's light and fruity. It's very vivacious, yes. So the Zinfandel and late harvest in the Merlot, and then the other red is something called Negrette, which is a rare varietal from between Bordeaux and the Pyrenees in southwestern France. My wife was up with my daughter at a volleyball tournament up around Gilroy, Hollister. She went wine tasting at this place called De Rose, and she tasted it, and she's like, oh, what's this? He goes, Negrette. She goes, never heard of it. He goes, you never will. It's only about 150 acres planted in the U.S.
Really? That's it?
That's it. And a very small area in southwestern France where it's grown, too. So we got some sticks and planted it, and we just got a gold medal from San Francisco Chronicle.
Let's plant this and see what happens.
Yeah, gold medal from San Francisco Chronicle for 2020.
That's pretty awesome. Yep. You're just getting medals all over the place.
Well, I don't know if you can see them behind those bottles, but I don't know. There's tons of them.
I can see the medals. I can see the medals that are hanging on the bottles. So I can see the red, and I can see that that's a medal there. So I'm like, okay, that's not part of it, but all of those. That's a lot of medals.
Yes. So we also do rosés from Mourvedre and Grenache. Different, it depends on the year which one we'll do. And then whites, we have Sauvignon Blanc and Viognier.
Always a favorite.
And Sauv Blanc we do in a French Sancerre style, not New Zealand.
Ooh. What's the difference?
New Zealand is more grassy,
what's
herbaceous.
The difference? Okay.
Yeah, so Sancerre is a little fruitier, more fruit forward. A little more mouthfeel to it. So that's our wines.
That's a lot. How many was that?
A lot.
Yeah, I lost count. I lost count.
So if you think 2 rosés, 2 whites, that's 4 right there. GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Petit Syrah, Zinfandel, late harvest Zinfandel, Merlot, Negrette. There's 8 more. That's 12.
That's a lot.
Yep.
That's quite a bit.
A lot of fun, and everything has its own characters.
Well, yes, because they're all different grapes.
Yes.
So each one is not going to taste like the other, and that's what makes it fun, though, is because when you're having it, you're like, this is neat, and then you get a different one, and you're like, let's try this. So
different flavor profiles, and that a lot of that depends on not just the varietal, but also the clone. When you pick it, what characteristics you're looking for when you pick it, how you process it, how long you ferment it, and how long you leave the skin contact, and then, of course, how long you age it. So we're a small boutique winery.
You're considered boutique.
Yep. So we do our wine 3 years in barrel and 2 in bottle, sort of like Brunello di Montalcino. So we're not the 9 months in oak and see you later, get it on the shelves real quick, get it out of here. Not in the bigger commercial style. So it really is boutique, and 5 years before we release it.
That's a long time.
Yep.
So in between that, you have the ones that don't take 5 years.
The whites and the rosés.
Mm-hmm.
But again, we planted in our first commercial harvest was 16. We didn't open the tasting room until 19. So
They had a good amount of time to get some.
they had some time. Yeah.
Right. Not the full amount of 5, but
Right. But now we're up to where we can go in the 5-year schedule.
So on average, when harvesting starts for you after Labor Day,
Mm-hmm.
how many cases would you say you do?
So
because if you're a one-man operation,
so you do harvest, we have the picking parties,
right?
And then the wine ferments for a week, 10 days, whatever you're doing. And then you press it, and then we settle it, and then we put it in barrel. And that happens each week for 9 weeks. So that's why we've talked to plenty of winemakers. Harvest season is crazy season.
Yeah, it is.
Yes, because I've got this one done. Okay, and then while this one's still fermenting, I'm picking the next week. And now I got to do this one and rack it off and put it in the barrels or in the container until it settles and then put it in the barrels. And then this one, now we're harvesting another week. Now I got these two I'm working on still. So you can see it adds up.
One after the other.
Yes.
And you only have so much space. I mean, they can't, for having everything, you can't have them all in the same container, obviously. So each one is in their own container.
Yes.
And doing their thing. But when you put them in, you're like, okay.
Once it's settled, then the first settle, we do the first racking to get it into barrel. Yeah. So it's very entertaining.
You're like juggling.
It's equipment and logistic intensive sport. And it's interesting. The father of Ramona winemaking is a guy by the name of Lum Eisenman. I don't know if you've heard other winemakers talking about him. He said there's 3 things you need to make good wine. Inspiration.
Okay.
Perspiration. Sanitation.
Yeah.
And the inspiration is, all right, what are we going to do? What's our vision for where we want to do Southern Rhone styles? Now, we also have Zinfandel and Merlot, which aren't Southern Rhone, and Negrette, which is Southwestern France. But the idea is GSM should do great here. And it does. It's just killer. Petite Rock, just killer. That's the inspiration part. Perspiration, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
If we figured out what we were making hourly, we'd probably be somewhere in the neighborhood, I don't know, pennies, dime.
Negative. You'd be in the negative,
well,
you?
when you start, you're definitely in the negative, cash flow negative for a long time. And now we're cash flow positive for operating, but to pay the capital back would take, I don't know, 100 years. We'll see. At our volume and level. And then the sanitation part, like we talked about, that is so important. And if you don't do it right, you'll get vinegar or other stuff that you're like, man, is that funky?
And then you have to toss that.
You either toss it or you distill it into alcohol to use if you're going to make a port or for cleaning or something else like that.
Well, it's not going to get wasted.
It's very expensive cleaning. Or you just dump it. Yeah, because it costs money. It costs money to distill it. Yeah.
But all those grapes.
Yeah, that's why it's so important.
Hundreds of pounds of grapes.
So a ton of grapes makes 2 1/4 barrels.
Oh, wow.
So a ton of grapes. And our worst year harvest we had was about 4.5 tons. And our best year was 22 tons.
22 tons.
22 tons.
That's a lot.
2019. Remember all the rain we had? The grapes had a party.
And you're like, and then 2020 hit, and you're like, you got to be kidding me. I got all these great grapes.
2020 was brutal. No, we had a late frost, killed 40% of the crop. 2022, we had a late frost and 117 degrees for a couple days, which finished up some more of the grapes. We ended up with a 75% loss that year.
So when you lose them, do you? Oh,
we got a little buddy running by.
There's a squirrel just.
I'm just hoping he doesn't run into tasting. Oh, he went the other direction.
He's like, there's humans in there. So you guys can't see all the fun stuff that's happening. But yeah, a little squirrel was just running by outside. And I didn't get distracted because it's behind me. Scott got distracted. Oh, thank you. So we were talking about the weather, the hot weather, the dry weather, and the rain and all of that happening, just throwing things off.
It's Mother Nature, right? Mother Nature can be a real mother sometimes. Or is the guy who's got me into this mess in the first place, he said, that's why they call it farming. Because the other F word was taken. And he's very right. 4.5 versus 22. You just never know what Mother Nature is going to do to you.
And what do we think we're looking at this year?
This year looks pretty good. Now, a lot of folks,
Because
it was an early
beautiful.
spring, and we didn't have any frost this year.
Yeah, it was really dry.
No bad Santa Ana so far. We're already in beginning of August, so knock wood. Hopefully that does well. The grapes are looking great right now. It's a medium-sized crop. Quality looks excellent. So we're just gonna cross our fingers and hope everything continues the way it's going.
Excellent. So if you've just now tuned in, you're listening to Winery Wednesdays with MJ. I'm here at Mermaid Valley Vineyard speaking with Scott, who is the winemaker, and he was just breaking everything down weather-wise for how it affects, as you've heard, if you've been listening to the other wineries, they've all been discussing how this area has just been hit hard with weird weather, whether it's too dry or too wet. Wet is not as bad.
No, it poses its own challenges for disease control.
Maybe too wet for the leaves and things like that. Yes,
powdery mildew mostly is different funguses that you can get in different rot. So yeah, rain can be a challenge.
So we want to have it somewhere in the middle. We don't want to have too much rain, and we don't want to have too little.
Just like it is right now.
It's pretty warm.
See that breeze blowing out there?
Mm-hmm.
We get the cooling breeze here. We're on the west end of Ramona, so we get a cooling breeze every afternoon comes through there. Look at those leaves. Right? We're probably 8 degrees cooler than the middle of town.
It's fascinating.
So that leads to a longer...
I can feel that, though. Yep. I felt it when I got out. I was like, oh, it's going to be hot. And then I got outside and I was like, oh, it's not too bad.
Not bad here. That's right.
Like, well, we were just on Main Street and I was like, oh, it's hot.
Like, literally, we're 8 degrees or so cooler than right in the middle of town.
It really does feel that different. Yeah. It really does.
And so that longer growing season allows the grapes to develop more flavor.
Because they need to be nice and
you're right.
fat.
That's why you don't
but
have
not
premier,
fat with water. Because you don't want to throw... We don't want to water down.
Quality grapes out in the desert because it gets hot, so they ripen real quick. They get the sugar real quick, but they don't have time to develop those flavors. So you want a long growing season, and that lets them develop more complex flavors, and that's why we think we get some really high quality wine here and all the double gold medals that we won.
Scott, if I'm at the end of the growing season right now, and I bought grapes and I planted them, I have August, September, let's say I get them at the end of the month. September, October, November, freezing temps. I get freezing temps. How do you think it would do?
So when you say bought grapes, you're buying vines.
Yes, sorry.
Yes. So you're planting a vine.
Let me say the correct vocabulary. Yes.
We generally plant vines in the spring.
Right.
So I have a chance to get some roots established and all that so they can be more likely to survive if there's a colder winter.
So I should grow them in my classroom.
Well, they're going to go dormant. So all grapes
go dormant. They're all going to
so they won't have really chance to develop a root structure. You're better off just waiting till next spring.
So February, March, buy them.
April,
that late.
Where do you live?
Julian.
May.
That late.
So if the young vines, brand new, planted in the ground, and first getting their first shoots coming off, and you get a frost, bye-bye shoots.
Oh, that's true. So where I am, I might be able to get away with...
I would plant in May.
Yeah, May is probably... April, we still can have some freezing temps.
Again, we're the coldest spot in Ramona, but 4 years ago, we had a frost down to 23 in May for 2 days, and it just 80% of the crop gone the year. Boom.
Do you have to buy new plants?
No, plants will survive. It's the new shoots coming out that have the new little flowers on them where the grapes are going to grow.
So you just cut them back and just...
Well, they just fell off.
Oh, okay.
The shoots were only like 4 or 6 inches.
You still have the mother plant.
Yes.
It's just a new ones that...
Yeah, remember the grapevine life cycle, right? It buds out.
Mm-hmm.
This year was end of March, which is crazy. April, May, they bud out. And then they grow, and depending on how you train them or how much fertilizer and water they get, they make their grapes. Fall comes, grapes come off, or the birds eat them, or whatever. Then they go dormant. They lose their leaves and they go dormant, just like a deciduous tree, and all that sap goes back down into the roots.
So you don't really have to do any trimming of yours unless you're training them to make that tea.
So one of the past presidents of the RVVA, Ramona Valley Vintners Association, Phil Schweitz is very fond when he teaches his vineyard management class. Grapevines are a forest plant. They want to grow high towards the sun, and they will grow indefinitely high towards the sun and crawl over whatever they can to get there.
Okay.
So if you don't prune them, they'll get 40, 50 feet long. And if you have them near a tree, they'll grow the whole way up the tree.
So I have a question. If that were the case, let's say, for example, you let it grow 7 feet, 8 feet. How does that affect the grapes?
Well, it's really about what kind of grapes you have.
Right.
What are you doing? What are you doing them for? You've seen plenty of grape canopies,
which are gorgeous.
Yes.
They're all along the road coming into
They're
town.
all over the place. People do grape arbors all over the place, right? And if they're the right kind of grapevine, that's fine.
Will those things grow?
Yeah,
in theory?
Absolutely.
Like if I stop on the side of the road, cut off a piece that's just growing on wild on the side of the road.
So the answer is yes.
But I won't know what they are unless
You don't know what they are, and you can actually get some root. You want at least 2 buds in the ground.
Yeah.
2 buds in the ground, and a lot of times you use something called rooting hormone, which helps those buds become roots. They will eventually anyhow, because they'll figure out they're underground. Then they'll grow roots. So yeah, that's why I say you get sticks. Yeah, you can get sticks and plant them. Now, these commercial vines here that we get from nurseries, can't do that. There's an anti-propagation thing you sign whenever you buy them. I'm not going to give you sticks so you can plant your own vines, because they spend all the time and effort to do that and get the scions and everything. So,
yep. I won't tell you about a winery that gave me some. It was a great plan. I wish it had grown, but I'll be back in the spring. They'll give me a new one in the spring because I'm just going to grow it at home. I'm not going.
If you're going to get it from someone, it should be while it's completely dormant. So February, March, and then you just stick it in the ground, and then it'll grow.
So, well, not February, March, where I am. It's still frozen.
Right, but that's when you want to get it before it starts to bud out. Once it starts to bud out, it's hard to get it to propagate.
So, I'm better off buying it from a company then.
If you get it from a nursery, now most commercial nurseries, they want you to buy a minimum of a couple hundred or something like that. I don't
want anything like
that. But there's a company online.
What do I need it to? A couple hundred.
Yeah, exactly. No, what is it? Novavine. They have a backyard section where you can buy 1 or 6 or whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and they're about $6, $7, something like that. They're not crazy expensive.
Yeah, that's what everyone has said.
Yep.
That's why you guys are like, you should try this. Push it in there a little bit.
Don't do it.
Just for fun. I don't want to.
It's very
to do that.
It's very interesting to learn about. So when we were doing our research, I planted some vines in our backyard too to practice the pruning and everything on my own, right? And it was fun. It was fascinating. Got a nice little crop from them, the whole thing. Okay, yeah, this works.
And then
you have to have the equipment to crush it, to stem it for a minute, press it,
yeah, you
bottle
do
it.
think about all the other
Other
stuff.
than that, yeah.
That's probably why people go into beer making before they do wine making.
Well, so they're 2 very different beverages. They're
they
similar,
are.
but they're different. Wine is the most basic of beverages except for water, because what are the 2 ingredients in wine?
The grape.
Andy?
Testing me. Oh, I was going to say yeast, but I don't think that's
yeast.
right.
Absolutely. That's all
it is. Right?
It's just grapes and yeast. There's no water. There's nothing else added. That's all it is, grapes and yeast. There's 4 ingredients in beer.
That's true.
You have
hops.
The malt, some kind of form of sugar, right? You have hops for flavoring. You have water, because it doesn't come with its own water, like
Which
grapes
is funny.
do. And yeast. Right?
Yeah.
So those are the 4 ingredients in beer. So wine is simpler than beer. That way, in terms of ingredients. But the varieties and the way you handle it, when you pick it, and how long you barrel it, if you're going to barrel it at all. Some people save money and don't put any oak. Why? Because they're saving money. Oak barrels are expensive.
That's what I've heard.
So an average American oak barrel is $600-$700.
I don't understand that.
A French barrel is probably anywhere from $800 to $1,200.
You
per
need to
barrel.
just start growing your own trees then, I guess.
It's a capital intensive sport.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's for one barrel. And how much would one barrel hold?
About 25 cases.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you were talking like the giant barrels, like what you have back there on
Those
the
aren't
outside.
giant. Those are regular French barrels, 225 liters.
You're like, that's not giant. Well, I'm a small person, so I looked at it. I'm like,
If you
these
go
are
to
big.
Europe and go to Italy and see some of those old barriques they have,
Going to Italy
they're
would be
as
so
big
cool.
as the room kind of thing.
That's pretty awesome.
Those are big barrels.
That would be so neat to see. So if you're tuning in now, we're rambling on about barrels. You're listening to Winery Wednesdays with MJ here on BBC on the Ram, and I'm speaking with Scott, who is the owner and winemaker of Mermaid Valley Vineyard. He and his wife is the mermaid. I love that. That is just, it's just adorable. I've met his wife, and she is adorable. She was super, super friendly at the event that I met her at. So we were just talking about barrels. They can be big and they can be expensive. So yours are what, stainless steel?
No. So wine ages 4 basic ways.
Okay.
First is the wine itself. On-chain hydrocarbons come together, break apart, get remarried, make little ones, get bigger ones, medium chain ones, string back together again. They're doing this all the time.
Kind of like what happened in my refrigerator.
Yes, exactly. They're doing that all the time. That's the wine itself.
Okay.
The other 3 ways are based on what it's aged in. If it's in stainless steel is inert. And as long as you keep it sealed, there's nothing else happens.
So
it's just the wine doing its thing. And there's a
right.
little bit of dissolved oxygen in there from when you did it, but that's it. So the barrel affects the other aging. So why do you put it in barrel? One way is the barrels are watertight, but not airtight. So there's a little bit of oxygen comes in, right? Just a little bit. Oxygen is usually the enemy of wine, but just a little bit does those redox equations, and it changes the chemistry a little bit, and that's part of the aging process. The second way is barrels are not airtight again, so there's evaporation that happens.
Right.
And that's called what's the part that evaporates off? Do you know? In bourbon, they call it devil share sometimes.
No.
In wine, they call it angel share.
So
it's evaporating off.
We just learned something new.
And so it concentrates the wine. And after you do that for a while, you have to top it off so you keep the oxygen out. So since we age our wine for 3 years in barrel, for every 8 barrels I start with, I end up with 7.
Okay.
So that concentrates it that way. And then the third way is the flavor from the oak. And the flavor varies depending on 2 things. One is where the wood is from. There's 3 basic forests for wood. France, outside of Paris, towards Normandy and Brittany that way. American, which is Pennsylvania and Missouri, are the sources there. And Eastern European, which is usually Hungary or Slovenia, that area. And they all have different flavors they impart to wine. Then there's also something called a toast level. You can start with no toast like they do with California Chardonnays, right? And Chablis from France. No toast at all to they charcoal it till it's as black as the case on my phone here. It's charcoal, it's black. And that will impart flavors like toasted marshmallow and caramel. Yes. And each oak has its own flavor, and depending on the toast level, there's about 9 different toast levels that you can get. So think about it. 3 different woods, 9 different toast levels, 27 different barrel combinations. Oh, but wait, there's more. You can do something called a hybrid, where you do like an American oak body and French heads. You might get flavors from both types of wood. So you can get pretty complex pretty quick on what your barrel program is. The other thing, the flavors you get, if you've had a Chardonnay, California Chardonnay, you get all that butter. That's from the malolactic fermentation. Also, that buttery taste and that vanilla taste is from the oak. No vanilla taste in wine. It's in the grapes. It's from the oak. So if you taste vanilla, it's from the barrel. So you're trying to figure out what that is. But after about 3 years, the wine has leached out about all the flavor it's going to get out of the oak, and the barrel becomes what we call neutral. So if you put grapes in a neutral barrel that's been used for 3 or more years, now you get that evaporation and the microoxygenation, but no flavor from the oak. And why do we use neutral barrels? 1, they're a heck of a lot cheaper. 2 is our wine like our Grenache. When Grenache is young, it's very light and playful, nice little do-do-do. And as it gets older, it's more dark and brooding and more concentrated. When it's young like this...
You are describing it accurately, too.
Yes.
That's how I would describe it.
Yeah. So if I did Grenache all in new oak, and you'd taste it, you'd be like licking a tree. I'm like, okay, this is very good. So I do 50% new, 50% neutral.
Who's going to go around licking the tree, right?
No more licking the tree. And it's like, wow, this is really nice. It's got a nice body, nice mouthfeel, smooth tannins, gets all that bright cherry coming from the Grenache.
Right.
But it's not overpowering on the oak, but it does have some of that body. So it's not just a stainless steel Grenache.
So what are yours out of?
So we do our reds mostly in oak. Our Petit Syrah and Merlot are on 100% new French oak. Our Zinfandel is 100% new American oak. The Negrette goes in French. The Grenache goes in 50% new hybrid, which is American body, French heads, and 50% neutral.
Okay.
Same for the Syrah, and same for the Mourvedre.
That's a lot of work.
Yep.
And those barrels are expensive.
Yep. It's an equipment-intensive sport.
Ow. I'm just doing the math, not even fully doing the math in my head, but just going, okay, how many barrels? How much they cost? And you need to be able to have them for the separate types of wine.
Yeah. And then, so if you're thinking about a big commercial producer.
I would,
yeah, so why are they doing their wine 9 or 12 months in oak? Because it's expensive. Why is only 25% new? Because they still have the last 3 years worth of used barrels that they can use.
Right.
So it comes down to numbers really quickly.
And you have to stay ahead.
But for a small boutique winery like this, we're making special custom hand processed. It's like, okay, we're at this end of, not the bulk. We're at this end of the spectrum.
Which in my opinion is nice.
Yeah.
I mean, because anyone can go to any random store and get wine that's processed commercially. It's just not the same. They're not the same. And yes, they could be nice wines and they might make okay gifts. But if I was going to give someone a gift of wine, I'm going to pick one of you guys because they're not going to get that at the store. And that's what I go for. Is like, can I get something different?
Yes.
And yes, you can, because all of you are specifically picking, this is what I want to grow, and this is how I want to blend it. And you go,
this is what we want to be known for. And this is what we're going to go for. That's the inspiration part.
And I think that's great. That's what makes it wonderful, because otherwise everyone's just the same. And who wants that? I want the variety.
There's plenty of variety. Yes.
Okay. So barrels, oak, in your place then. They're all oak?
Yeah, so other woods have been tried over the years. Every now and then someone will do a redwood, but for the most part, oak has been found to be, that's what you want to do.
I wonder what a redwood one would taste like.
So they usually don't do it for the flavor. It's more just because it's a large holding and you can get that
but you're still going to pick up some flavor from that tree,
pick
though.
up a little flavor, yeah. So, but in general, I mean, wine's been made for thousands of years.
Yeah,
so they've tried all kinds, and it's like, keep coming back to the oak.
So, Scott, can you tell my listeners what are the specific grapes that you have growing here at this vineyard at Mermaid Valley
So
Vineyard?
our specialty is our GSM, Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre.
Okay.
That's our flagship wine, Siren Song.
Mm-hmm.
We also have something called Sea Dog, which is usually a blend of 8 of our 10 red grapes.
So you have how many different types of grapes that are growing here?
12.
12 different ones.
Yes.
That gives you a nice variety to blend things together.
Yeah, if you ask why, the answer is we're crazy. Okay. So
I didn't ask. I did not ask.
So
I figured that you're going to blend more that way.
Grenache, Syrah, Mourvedre for the GSM, and
right.
a little Cinsault, Counoise, Tanat also. We have, again, they were all estate. So we have, there's 6 of them right there.
Okay.
Then we also have Petit Syrah, which again is just killer here.
That's a popular one.
Zinfandel, which does very well here.
I think
Merlot.
I feel like nobody else has talked to me about a Zinfandel except for you.
No, there's other Zinfandels.
Well, I mean, other people, but
yeah,
the ones that they talk about, like their favorite wines.
Yes. Oh, I didn't say it was my favorite.
Well, no, I mean, just like their
So
popular one.
actually, if you grow Zinfandel, you learn to hate Zinfandel.
Really?
Oh my!
Why is that?
The only thing worse grown than that is Mourvedre. Because in the same row, the vines get ripe at different times,
Right.
and even within the same
Of the
vine,
Zinfandel.
even within the same vine, the bunches come ripe at different times.
So you could
if
have
you
like
want to
one
make
that's
a
full.
really high quality Zin, you got to do 2, 3, 4 passes.
Wow.
It's not efficient. It'll drive you crazy.
So is it a temperamental plant or is it just special?
It's special. It's special.
Just,
Mourvedre is crazy. It was funny when I was first planning it, and I was going around still doing our research. And one of the old guys that lived here, Herman, he used to own Salerno Winery. He used to sing opera at the Met in Naples.
oh, wow.
Great guy. So you'd go to his place and you'd have pizza, and if it was your birthday, he'd sing you happy birthday in Italian in his wonderful baritone voice. Miss Herman, wonderful guy. Anyhow, he said, Scott, what are you doing? I said, I'm going to do a GSM, shout out to Pop, blah, blah, blah. He goes, okay, but where are you going to buy the Mourvedre? I said, what do you mean buy? I'm doing everything in state. He goes, no, don't plant Mourvedre. Why, Herman? No, it's crazy. No, don't do it. No, Herman, I can't do a GSM without an M, and I'm going to be 100% estate. He's, don't do it. He was right. So when you plant Mourvedre, it tends to do okay, but sometimes it'll just be going along and then the leaves just drop off. You're like, what the heck was that all about? And other times it's growing and sending the shoots out and it goes at a big circle and it'll start pouring straight down towards the ground. Or it'll start doubling back on itself. Or it goes the other direction or points straight out. It's like, what is wrong with you? So that's Mourvedre. It's crazy.
Wow.
So Zinfandel, uneven ripening, Mourvedre, just crazy.
Has a mind of its own.
Yep.
Wow. So, Scott, do you have like a wine choosing like every day? Do you have like, okay, this is what we're going to taste. These are the 3 that are going to be for this weekend. Or is it just...
So we usually pour our 2 whites. Actually, we're almost sold out of the rosé, so we don't do that anymore. We're down to a case or so of that. So I have to make more this fall. And then we tend to pick one of the reds that we know we want to do. And then we let the first customer pick the other 2.
Oh, wow. Power.
Yes.
And so how do you approach like wine food pairings? Do you 2 help with that? Do you give suggestions? Or
we don't have, we have some ideas, yes, but we don't have anything we hand out to folks. But we certainly say, oh, think about this, like the Grenache, light, fruity, plenty of acid, have a top of Spanish food. Wonderful.
Okay, so if I came in and I said, oh, I'm going to be making filet mignon this weekend,
Merlot.
you would just say, here's our Merlot.
Is just killer with that. Petit Syrah is really good with that too.
Okay.
Yeah. Our Merlot is a more elegant style, so it's a filet wine, not a ribeye wine. If you're having a ribeye, it would be our Sea Dog or a Petit Syrah too. Petit Syrah is just killer.
Is that your favorite?
Do you have kids?
I do not.
Do you have pets?
I do.
Who's your favorite? See?
My favorite?
So it depends on what day it
my
is.
favorite would probably be Patches.
Yeah, but
she's my shadow.
Depends on what day, right?
I would say she
yes.
still would be like my favorite for like just cuddle time.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm getting at,
yeah.
right? What am I having? What kind of day is it? What am I having with food? Am I having it for sipping? Like a day like today.
What if you're having warm? A sad day? What if you need
day.
something that's going to make you feel happy? Like, if I drink this, it just bursts in my mouth and it's just like so happy.
Either the Grenache or the Negrette.
Okay.
Negrette is just yummy. That's actually what we put on the tasting notes. Yum. Because if you have it, you're like, wow, what is this? Never had it. This is so good. So it's good stuff. But yeah, Grenache is just light, just bright cherry. Call my cherry tart. There it is. Boom. It'll pick me up.
And what if I wanted to get something for a special occasion? Like this weekend is my wedding anniversary.
Sea Dog, Siren Song.
And I said, I want to get something special.
Yeah, the Sea Dog, the Red Blend, which is double gold medal winner from Sommelier.
So you would be able to like...
Yes.
Would the person need to just come here and do it? Or do you ship?
Yes. You can order online through our website. Yes.
Excellent.
Go through Vino Shipper. So, yep, absolutely. And we're in a few restaurants, but it's point of sale here and on the web.
That's probably the best because then you can actually see them and taste them ahead of time.
Yes, and it's a fun thing to do. I grew up doing it that way. Whenever I was wine tasting, I want to taste it before I buy it, if at all possible.
I know, right? You can't do that in a store.
Can't do that in a store, especially if you're shelling
You're like,
out
which one's best?
20, 25,
people
30
buy
bucks
these.
for a wine. Yeah.
Exactly. You open it and they're like, well, that's disappointing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice to be able to come here and taste it. Some wines we don't have for tasting because they're in very short supply. And basically it's you got to guarantee you don't like it, bring it back. We'll exchange it for something you might like. So, and you know how many bottles we had returned?
Zero. Because who wants to return a bottle of wine? I would feel so bad.
Oh no,
for one.
No.
They just love it.
Everyone has a different taste.
Yeah.
And everything has different food. And there's always interesting differences in taste.
Because even if you don't like it to drink, you can certainly use it with something. You can use it in a sauce.
Again,
with desserts.
Are you having it with food, or you just want to sip it by itself? And that's the question.
Well, see, that's the thing. I'm not. Everyone knows I'm not a big drinker at all. Mm-hmm. I'm considered a non-drinker. So the most I drink is when I do these, or go to a special event that has wine, or for New Year's or for our anniversary, we'll open champagne. Yeah. That's about it. But normally, I wouldn't. But I would think that I would want to have it with a meal. I'm that type of gal that I would love to have, like, okay, this is all I have, and I've got all of my food, and then I have this wonderful bottle, and I'm finally opening it. That's what terrifies me, is opening the bottles, because then I'm like, then you don't have it anymore. Well, you can always buy more, but then it's just like, but what if you really like that bottle? That year was like the best. Because people save bottles. You always see it in movies where people are saving bottles. It was a 1920 such and such.
If you really like it, get 2 or 3 bottles.
You should really buy a second one. You like call them up. Okay, I need 2 more of these.
Because usually, again, if you're doing any kind of storage or cellaring, by the time you get around to it, they're out of it. And you're like, oh, I should have gotten more.
Should have gotten more.
So get 2 or 3. Yeah.
Duly noted. Okay, so if you come to Mermaid Valley Vineyard and you get a bottle and you sample something and you really like it, get at least 2 or 3, because you will regret not having it later.
And again, our wine is built to age. 3 years in barrel, 2 in bottle. We're building it for the long haul. Yeah. So
But if I go over 2 years in the bottle,
no.
But it's kept in a nice environment.
It's not in hot environment. It'll last decades, literally. We have some very fine quality wine that's built for drinking now and for aging. I have no problem telling folks, you want to age it 8-10 years, have at it.
And then save it for like a special occasion type deal. I mean, I know that I keep coming back to 2020, but it made a lot of people go, what were we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Why not enjoy it right now and say, okay, well, I'm going to take that trip because who knows? I'm going to buy that bottle of wine because who knows? Exactly. Enjoy it. We're not promised tomorrow. We're only promised today, and that's it. So enjoy that moment. Carpe diem. Okay, you have this opportunity. I do it all the time now, because before I would hold back. Like I told you, I would be like, oh, I don't want to get this. I don't want to get this. I don't want to eat this. You know what? What if you die tonight? It's not a morbid thing. It's like, what if you do happen to die tonight? Did you make the most of that day, though? Did you tell that person that you saw and her hair looked great? Did you tell that woman that she looked great? Did you tell that gentleman that he had a nice pair of shoes on? Did you say it to those people? Because what if it's your one chance to do it? So now I don't hold back. Now if I see someone, I'm like, I'm loving what you did with your hair today. Oh, really? I just got it cut.
Live every day.
And it makes a difference. So if you come to Mermaid Valley Vineyard here in Ramona, you need to get what you like. if you've tasted something, you enjoy it, and you go, ooh, should I get that bottle? Yes, you probably should really get that bottle. Get the bottle as a treat for yourself, and then you won't be wondering, oh, I should have bought that bottle. Because we all do this. You guys know, we've talked about this before on this program, that if I'm in doubt about something, I'm going to regret not getting it. Yep. And I'll be upset at myself. And I'm like, what were you waiting for? Now you can get it, and now you can enjoy it. You can share it with your husband. You can share it with your family. share it with your friends. And then now you have more people loving it all at the same time.
Two other things about here. If you come, we're open on Saturdays and other days by appointment. If you call the number on the website, you want to come a different day, not Saturday, just call. I usually work from home, so I can do tastings most days of the week if we're around. But minimum party size is 1.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I can call you and be like
right now. Yes.
Scott, I want to come over and
Yes.
I just want to have some Monica time.
Yes. Second thing is that we, as you can tell, we have an air-conditioned tasting room.
It's very nice in here. It's very pleasant.
And in the winter, it's enclosed, so if it's chilly, we have heat in here too. So
that's right, because you probably have a mini split that does both.
Exactly.
Like ours. Yeah.
And we have picnic tables, so if you want to bring food,
it's really
we got plenty
pretty,
of picnic
you guys.
tables, all that stuff. So I think we're one of the few places that does have air conditioning. So in warmer weather like we have now, come on by.
No, it's perfectly. I mean, I could have a jacket on because it's cool enough for me. When I get cool, I'm cool. So it's really nice. It's a nice big room, beautiful. What do you call it? A deck or a patio? It's more of a deck, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, it's a patio.
Tasting patio.
It's beautiful. Is that a grill?
No, it's a fire pit. So in wintertime,
oh,
we have a fire pit now.
Marshmallows and wine, people. Marshmallow.
We have a late harvest Zinfandel. It's wonderful with s'mores.
Okay, you heard it from the man himself. He's encouraging you to bring your marshmallows and have a Zinfandel and have s'mores. That would probably be fun. I like just the marshmallows and the graham crackers. I'm not a big fan of the chocolate in it. It's so messy. Actually, I just eat the marshmallows. I really do. I just toast the marshmallows and just eat all the marshmallows, and I'm like, sugar overload. So, yeah, that would be great. And so you're by appointment or open on Saturdays?
Saturdays, 11 to 5.
11 to 5. So you start like late morning. Do you ever do like special events that are planned that you advertise?
No, we're a boutique winery.
So people come and they can do their own little thing. But if someone wanted to rent the place for like a wedding or things, no.
No, we don't have rental. It's not that kind of place.
Okay, well, there you go.
Yep. But you want to come here and you want to bring 10 of your closest friends and have your birthday party? We got plenty of room.
That's something totally different. Now, okay, but you're still just making sure that you come in on that day or
call and say, hey, I want to bring 10 people by for tasting on Sunday. Sure.
Love it. Okay, so now you guys have a game plan on what you can do here at Mermaid Valley Vineyard here in Ramona. You're listening to Winery Wednesdays, and I'm speaking with Scott, who is the winemaker and has been giving us quite an education on everything. And I love that because each and every time I learn something new, and I've learned so many new things, like what was it? Angel
share.
Say it again.
Angel share.
Angel share. So that's when it evaporates.
It's evaporating off, going up to the angels.
And I did not. Nobody's ever told me that, you guys. All the interviews I've done, and that's the first time I've heard it. Which doesn't mean that the other people don't know it. It's just that we talked about different things, which is what is great about Winery Wednesdays, because I learn something new each and every time, and I just have so much fun. And I love picking brains, and I love hearing the stories and just learning about the place. So, speaking of stories, what's the most interesting thing that has happened here at Mermaid Valley Vineyard?
Most interesting?
Yes, something that stuck in your head like, oh my goodness, I can't believe, to you while you've been here, since you've had this place.
What do you think? Seeing all the little hummingbird nests in the vines sometimes.
Really? Hummingbirds build their nests
having
there.
the dump truck drive down there to drop the rock. We said, don't drive down there. And the next thing you know, he was up to his axles.
No.
Oh, yeah. Up to his axles.
Ooh.
Had to get one of those giant tow trucks out here to pull him out. Let's see what else has been entertaining.
It's entertaining.
Entertaining, yeah.
Favorite or your most interesting ones? Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, so hummingbirds.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't have any hummingbird feeders, do you?
Don't need them.
Well, you need to plant like some vines really close to that right here when we're on the patio. We could see the hummingbirds.
So the hummingbirds aren't attracted to the vines for eating. That's where they make their nests.
They just
and
want
we have
the
plenty
space.
of flowers over at the house, and you can see there's a crepe myrtle there, and these African daisies will flower. There's plenty of natural food for them here.
Love the crepe myrtles. They're so pretty.
Yep.
Does that make a difference in the environment, just not having the extra things set up for the birds because you just let them do it naturally?
I think it's more just
Is it just a treat?
an effort thing. There's hundreds of hummingbirds around here. I don't have to do anything special to attract them.
And they just love
And if
being
you've ever done hummingbird feeders, you especially in this heat, you're pretty much washing and cleaning them every other day.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, mine just like going to the flowers that I have in the yard.
Right.
So I just make sure that those plants are kept nice and
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. And then when I'm watering them, I love seeing the hummingbirds just flying through the water. I'm like, okay, I'm right here as a human, but they'll just fly.
Yep.
So anything else we need to know about not needing to do anything extra? I'm guessing you, besides having the natural water from the rain and all of that, do you do any extra hydration on your own for the plants?
Oh yeah, there's only, what does San Diego get, 6-8 inches of rain?
We don't get a lot.
No, so you have to irrigate.
I'm like, do you have like a little system? No, just regular?
Yeah, just irrigation.
Just a regular irrigation?
Yeah, drip irrigation. We have a well and a pump.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
And do you have on a schedule? Does it turn on a timer?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So not two things that you have to worry about. You just make sure it's turned on. And
Yes, you have to worry about it all the time. Because what happens if one of the controllers goes out? What happens if the coyotes come by and chew on the irrigation?
oh,
What happens if the middle pops off? What if one of the ends goes? Yes, you have to worry about it all the time.
that's
Remember,
why
they call it farming.
That's why that's why you're warning me. Don't think about this as a business. Just do it for fun.
Farming. Legalized gambling. Yes.
Oh my goodness. So besides where you are, what is and you've done traveling and you've talked about places that you've gone. What's your favorite region for wine?
So I would say
either a place you've gone or
it's the
Ramona
Valley / Avignon, that area for the Chateauneuf Pop. I mean, that's why we patterned ourselves after there. The whole Rhone Valley is just amazing. And if you go further up north towards Burgundy and Chablis, there's so much different things there in the history of it and all that. Now, understanding Chablis is Chardonnay and Burgundy is Pinot and Chardonnay. And as you go further south there, you start getting Syrah and Viognier, and then you're into the Grenache Rome-Revedre area of Chateau Pot, and they've got 17 different varieties there. So the variety just blows out. It's really quite a neat place.
And that's where that would be your favorite region in the whole entire world.
Right now. Yep.
For this moment.
Yes.
It could change because there's
it
always
used to be Bordeaux, and I don't know, we just kind of grew out of the Cab / Merlot based, and when we tried the CDPs, they were like, Chateau Pop, we're like, wow, this is really interesting. And then learn the history of it.
Bordeaux and Merlots were popular for
they still are. The number one selling white grape is in the world? Chardonnay.
It is.
Number one selling red grape in the world is Cabernet. Far and away. Like you put those two, they're more than every other grape combined.
Why do you think that is? Do you think are they easy to grow? Or
Cabernet's fairly easy to grow. Merlot's fairly easy to grow. Chardonnay needs a little bit cooler climate. Like if you're growing a Chardonnay around here, it's really tough. It's like, I'm not sure. But the flavor profile, people like flavor profile. So. Yep.
And I wonder how much of it is just influence. Like people saying, oh, this is the best in the world. You've got to have this. Like if you get enough celebrity chefs talking about something.
Yeah, but how long does that last? So
too long for me.
Yes and no, right?
It's too long for me. Most of the time I'm like,
went crazy with the oak, and they got that. Everyone loved the oaky Chardonnays, the butter and the take butter and pour it on your toast. But that's starting to go away, and they're going more back towards the French Chablis styles, which are very restrained on the amount of oak. So, and Chablis has been there forever, and they've been good. White Burgundies have been there forever, and they're just good.
See, and I'm not a big fan of something that's a trend. those bug me. I'm on social media all the time, and I get it, and I understand that that's what sells or whatever. But a lot of times, I was never that kid or an adult that follows the crowd. I don't want to be like every other person on the face of the earth.
That's why we didn't plant Cabernet and Chardonnay. Everyone else is doing that. There's oceans of Cabernet and Chardonnay out there. Why would I do that here? First of all, it's not the right climate for it. Second of all, I'm a small producer. What's my thing? What makes us different? GSM. Well, there's not many people making GSM.
And there you go.
Nobody has Negrette. Very few people have Petit Syrah. Everyone has Syrah, but not Petit Syrah.
That's true.
Yeah. And Merlot got a bad rap from Sideways. Now it's making a comeback. But how many people do you know grow Merlot around here? Nobody.
We're both shaking our heads.
Yeah. So you want to be different in a good way. Not
right.
Don't be different just to be different. You want to be different in a good way. And what makes that quality wine? Our 2018 GSM was the San Diego County Wine of the Year.
San Diego County.
Yes. So.
And there.
So that's the kind of thing. That's the
wineries.
Kind of thing.
So
when you're doing it, what's your vision? What do you want to do? That's the inspiration, and you got to work towards it. And make sure you do it the right way, so you don't get expensive vinegar. And then, if you follow through with it, you can do some pretty amazing things.
But then you still have to enter it, right?
Oh, you have to enter it. It has to be good, right?
You choose the best of the best, and you enter that in.
And that's why
and that's why you have all those medals.
Yeah, and that's why we planted 12 varietals to start with to see what worked well here. And just about everything worked well because we did some really good research before we got here.
That's smart.
That's why we didn't plant Chardonnay. Yeah.
But you did plant the other two that were crazy.
Oh, yeah. We knew that.
But you accepted that. And you're like, oh, yeah.
I can't do a GSM without an M. And I know Zinfandel's crazy, but one of the other guys here that does Zinfandel makes a very, very good Zinfandel. I said, okay, thank you for the warning. I've helped you harvest 3 years. I understand. I'm still going to plant it.
You were forewarned and forearmed.
And had the experience. Okay, that's what you got to do to make a good Zin. Okay.
I love it. It's a calculated risk.
Mm-hmm.
And you planned ahead.
Mm-hmm.
So, Scott, here at Mermaid Valley Vineyards, is there anything else you want to share with my listeners about your winery here in Ramona?
It's great facility.
It's beautiful for wine.
Air-conditioned, weather-controlled. We also have a tasting patio. We have a picnic area. Open on Saturdays, other days by appointment. Come on out. We got great views. You saw the view.
The view is outstanding.
Yeah, and we have outstanding wine.
And it's not as hot as on Main Street, everyone. So it really is a big difference. I came from Main Street to here, and it was much cooler. And I can only imagine just how nice it is at night with all the stars, because you're out enough that you should be able to see a decent amount of stars because you don't have all the ambient light.
We can see the Milky Way.
See, and that's what I can see at my home too.
Yeah, you're in Julian. You can reach out and touch it.
It's like, oh, I feel so small, but
yes.
Okay. So anything else that we missed? You told us that I'm going to share the times and all that good stuff when it's posted, but
Saturdays 11 to 5 and other days by appointment. You can get our wine here, sample it here, and you can also get it online.
And there you go. So you've been listening to an interview with Mermaid Valley Vineyard, speaking to Scott, the owner and winemaker, and all other things. And his mermaid is not with us today, but that's his lovely wife, and she's phenomenal too, because I've talked to her and she was super friendly and otherwise I wouldn't be here. If I met a winery that the people were not very kind, do you think I would actually go on an interview with them? I probably would not do that, because why would they're already not being nice? But no, very nice, very welcoming, and it's a beautiful location. I suggest that you check them out. Like he said, 11 o'clock on Saturdays. If you want to come in on a different day, you need to do it by appointment. Get a bunch of your friends together, get your picnic baskets, and then come on over and have a good time and have some wine. And if you like something, don't just buy one. Get at least a second one, because you're going to regret not having a backup. So from all of us here at Winery Wednesdays and taking the time to talk to Scott. Thank you, Scott, for your time today. I want to wish you all a great day listening to BVCR The Ram. Tune in for the next episode of Winery Wednesdays and take care.
Like the vast Anza Borrego Desert State Park, the Ram Radio is headquartered in beautiful Borrego Springs, yet stretches across the far reaches of the San Diego Backcountry and streaming worldwide. We are Borrego Valley, community radio, the Ram. Listen local or take us wherever you go at theramradio.com.